they're taking me to is this like snowy scene. It's very interesting. Like it's like a pyramid that I'm walking, it's a small little portal I'm walking out of in like the winter time, and it's very snowy on this mountain. Oh, they're saying it's Tibet.
That's beautiful. So how were you able to walk through a portal to get there? Where was
It's
the
really
portal from?
it's really easy. It's like you can just create a portal anywhere. They're just showing me like the triangle, something to do with the triangle of how they create the portals. Like it's you just like create the visualization of the triangle, I guess, and it opens up the portal and you set the intention of where you'd like to travel to, and that takes you there. So it's like you tune into, oh, they're saying the portal's within you. So in a way, they're showing me the chest area. And what you do is you're like get really centered with your energy and you tune into the frequency of where you'd like to transport. So you to the point where you'll at first you'd have to really close your eyes, center yourself, and attune to that imagery. And then once you start to embody it and feel that imagery around you, it naturally creates this frequency that connects you to that portal. So the two dots, like so where you are now, and then like so say I wanted to go to Mount Everest. And so it's like 2 points of location. By me attuning to that place, the intention of where I would like to go, that it connects those 2 points of location. And that's how you can transport with your body. When you have a higher dimensional body that you use, it's very much based on intention. And you start with like, if you had a guide, it would be like steps 1 through 10. You'd have to start very slow on each step of how you would move forward in that guide. And eventually, 1 through 10 would be one swoop of an action. So it's just about you guys are being taught in this on this stage where you're at now is being very specific of the outcome that you want to have because it's a way of teaching you how you're going to embody that in the future moving forward.
So why did you want to go to Tibet today?
They're just using it as a place. They're saying it's a very high frequency area. It's a place of healing. They're showing me that there's like healing. They used them like the pyramid, they used them, the area of Tibet, uh, before it became what it is now, as it was a very healing place.
What was the role of Buddhist monks in our ascension?
Raising the frequency, raising the consciousness, opening the gateways, the portals for the collective of humanity to they're holding the frequency for all in a way. So by them raising their frequency and being as structured and as rigid in their experience that they have, so they're in their religion, the way they practice their everyday life, the vibrations that they were actually doing to send a ripple effect across the realms of all to be able to raise the consciousness for all. So they weren't just doing it for themselves. It wasn't a service of self, it was a service of all.
So are Buddhist monks highly evolved beings that chose to play this role?
They're highly evolved beings that chose to play this role, but they have a state of somewhat forgetfulness of who they are. And so it's about using the highly evolved practices of reaching that place of enlightenment and applying them daily. And applying them daily, they have that remembrance, and then they're able to be of service to all.
So in history, you hear of like the great masters that were Buddhist monks that lived to be 600, 700 years old. Were these beings that remembered who they are, and that's why they could live so long?
It was about, yes, remembering who they are, but it was applying the the structures of the what you would call like the mystery schools that you're learning about. You're applying the methodology of how they use sound and frequency and mindfulness and presence, and applying those to be able to help the cells and the bodies not take a form of degenerative disease or nature.
So if we fully put into practice what we've been learning, even information from YouTube, meditation, higher knowledge, how long of a lifespan could humans start to live?
Well, if humans took out the consumption of the TVs and the materials like that and applied all the knowledge that they've been provided, they could easily live 200 years. But if they apply all the knowledge but still have their mind and with the internet and with what people expose them to their minds to is very toxic to their bodies. And so if they apply the practices, they can live well over 100 years. But if they're still consuming the knowledge, the information uh, of the lower frequency things, that they will not be able to make it to that 200-year mark. You need to step out into nature and apply these practices to be able to live that long.
That's really interesting. So when we spend all day on our cell phones, it's actually taking away time from our lifespan.
Yes. It's all sound and frequency. So the frequency of what you're consuming is even if you feel it's positive, and there are good things that you do, like we're using the tool of the internet and TV to bring connection as well. So there are good things with it that we've used these tools to do, but for the most part, the frequencies in which they emit, it's taking you away. Like it's if you think of it like you could be like it's drawing out that energy instead of you being in your energy and being a creation and letting that energy flow within yourself. If you think of it, if you're staring at something, it's actually pulling out your energy, and it's like what you guys would call an energy vampire. And so it's removing yourself from being in the present and from being um moving forward to applying these lessons to it's really about being creators now. Like you're stepping into those creator roles. So what they keep on saying is like it's very creation, it's taking you away from creation. And so creation is the life force that moves forward. And when something is the creator and you're consuming it, that it's pulling out your life force.
So I know we talk about doing a food fast all the time, but what kind of benefits would you see if you even just did like a 3-day fast from your cell phone?
Well, you would see the detoxifying, you would see the effects of what is actually loops and cycles of unconscious behaviors. So the unconscious behaviors which drive you feeling the need of self-comfort, self-soothing is what it really is.